So Kristina, maybe you can tell us a little bit about your current role and take us through your career journey at this company.
I'm adjusting here, apologies, I don't want to eat the mic. I currently work as, and everyone can hear me fine, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I currently work as a senior manager in QA. I work under Marshall Weber for Global Market Intelligence. I started with S&P back in 2003, and I started at CompuStats Research Insight, for those of you who know that. And then I quickly moved on to some index projects and worked on hypotheticals, Fund Insight, SPPA, for any of you who might know those projects. After those, I moved to Index, and there I worked on some very fast-paced, intense projects that really gave me opportunities to learn new technologies, to meet a lot of people, and that was an awesome way to meet people within the company. And then in 2012, a new project came about and was introduced, and my wonderful boss, Marcia, gave me this opportunity to take it on. I was a little nervous at first. It was something I hadn't done before. So Real-Time Desktop really gave me the ability to grow in our Leadership Essential Adopt a Worldview. I'd never worked with so many diverse locations before, and I had the opportunity to work with people in London, France, Gurgaon, Hyderabad, and in New York. So that was an awesome opportunity. And through the growth of that project, our QA team grew from 4 to 12. So I really had a wonderful opportunity there, and I'm really fortunate to work with such a great team, as I keep adjusting. Apologies there. Not used to the fancy Britney Spears mic.
Thanks, Kristina. With your perspective of all the changes we've gone through as a company, especially over the last few years, what opportunities have emerged for you?
Well, I've had the opportunity to witness a lot of change, in the 13 years I've been here, and I've had this opportunity to encourage my team in the process. Many of my team actually started their first job ever in the corporate world at S&P Capital IQ, so for them, it's been quite a change. I've had the opportunity to grow in my leadership skills so that I can mentor them and encourage them through all these various changes, especially within like our senior leadership, technologies, processes. I've recently been honored with the opportunity to lead Colorado's Women in Technology initiative for our S&P Global Market Intelligence, and I'm really excited to implement some further change in this. It's a great opportunity that I wouldn't have had the honor of going through if it wouldn't have been for WINS.
Excellent. So what role has WINS played in your career here?
Well, WINS has really given me such amazing opportunities that I really can't even begin to thank enough our ERG and the prior board members. I have learned and grown so much through WINS. I've had some amazing opportunities. I actually got to interview our esteemed leader, Rosemary Leonard. I was given the opportunity to meet Michelle Ferguson. For those of you who know her, she often called herself the self-proclaimed mother of WINS, because her and Rose actually started WINS way back in 2006, I believe. As co-president, I was given the opportunity to travel to New York for a WINS leadership conference, and there I was honored to meet Barbara Corrin from Shark Tank, and we got to hear a really inspiring story about her success. During that trip, I was also attending a reception for WINS and got to meet Terry McGraw. And I got a picture of myself with him to prove it, although it's not up there. You can see me and Barbara up there. And most recently, my then co-president, Rebecca Wiedemeyer, and I were honored to greet Doug Peterson, our CEO, when he came to visit the Centennial office. So, WINS has provided me these amazing opportunities and the growth necessary to enhance my leadership skills and truly become a mentor for my team.
Excellent. So maybe you can share your experiences about being part of the WINS board. What have you seen, how that they've made you be a better leader or contributor to S&P Global's success?
Through my experiences as a WINS board member, as I noted in the prior response, I've been able to meet so many senior leaders, that I wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity to meet. I've worked with such a diverse group of board members locally and globally, and it's really further enhanced my leadership skills. I've gotten to know a lot of women and learned about their success stories that I wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity to. Time management was key during the planning of last year's Follow the Sun 2015. For those of you who may or may not know, I was able to participate in planning that at the global level. And that, my project management skills really came back into play at that point. I haven't quite done that for a while, but it reminded me how important it is to be task-oriented and to stay on target. So I feel like these experiences have indeed allowed me to be a better leader. And I use them to mentor others within our regional network board and within our teams, internally and externally. I can't thank WINS enough because I really think WINS has shaped me into the person that I've become today.
That's great. So if a WINS member is thinking about getting more involved in WINS or any other ERG, what would you say to inspire them to do so? Because as we know, ERGs are run 100% by volunteers, and there's always a need for members to step up and get involved.
As a WINS board, we're always looking for volunteers. As many of you know, we send out emails requesting volunteers. We appreciate any efforts that anyone puts in because we couldn't be successful with any of our events without the volunteers that we have. So I just encourage anyone to become more involved. You might have opportunities if you want to further your leadership skills, communication skills, meet senior leaders, get to travel at times. These types of things wouldn't otherwise be provided without being a member of WINS. And you can be involved at any level, really. You can be on the board if you choose to be a board member, volunteer, or just even attend events. That's becoming a member and participating in this ERG. WINS board is made up of dedicated volunteers that are chosen by other board members based upon their willingness to serve. So you don't have to be a board member or volunteer to be part of WINS.
Great. So if you could do anything over in WINS or in your career, what would that be?
If I could do anything over in my career, I would learn to seize opportunities and not always try to find the perfect fit. Oftentimes I'd see postings throughout my career and I would say, no, that doesn't fit me, or no, I can't do that, maybe I'm not qualified. For those of you who maybe attended our prior event where we discussed Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg, that was something she said, no opportunity is perfect. You need to take an opportunity and fit it around you.
Excellent. So what or who inspires you at work?
So my awesome boss here, Marcia Weber, and our VP, Sandy Bowman, really inspire me at work. Watching these ladies just inspires me each day. Whenever I'm feeling unsure, maybe I'm not sure how I'm going to respond to something, a situation, I can go to either of them and they always give me the encouragement no matter what. Even if they're busy, they always take the time to help me out. So I just think that they work tirelessly and effortlessly to ensure we have a strong team, and I wouldn't have been able to be so successful without them.
I did not pay her to say that, so just let you know. Kristina, what about when you're not feeling too inspired or feeling particularly challenged by a project or something just not going as planned? What are your secrets for getting through the tougher or more stressful times? And what do you do to recharge or refuel to be inspired at work?
Well, who hasn't had times where they've been challenged or uninspired? I know there's been times where I haven't wanted to get out of bed in the morning. I'm just like, oh. But I think many of us have had that before. So I don't have a secret really, but what I do is I just take a moment and I stop and think about the situation. I may not necessarily respond to the stress right away. I might give myself some time to think about it and to mull it over. I might speak to my boss or my mentor and ask them some advice on how to deal with something. And really I might just sometimes take a breath of fresh air, take a walk, think about the challenge that's presented, and take some time to really formulate my thoughts before I respond. So I always suggest that to anybody who's really frustrated or they've had an email that's disturbed them or maybe not necessarily been the nicest email. Take some time to think about it, maybe vent to a close friend, and wait to prepare your reaction until you're certain it's the response you want to convey.
Good advice. As WIN starts planning its 2017 content, what ideas or suggestions would you share?
My main idea and suggestion would be it's always quality over quantity. I think a lot of the regional networks often think they need to do one event per month, and that seems a bit overwhelming. It's not the number of events that make our regional network successful. I think it's more the quality of the events and the participation of the employees. We really encourage people to participate, even in one event per year. I think as long as it's got a lot of quality and it makes a difference in people's lives, that's what's important.
Great, so tell us a little bit about your life outside of work. Tell us about the ways your personal life or family influences you, and how does that show up in your work?
Some of you may or may not know, I'm a Sunday school teacher for preschool age children, and this really gives me the patience that I need at work with various teams. We all, have to deal with issues now and again that make us feel like we're dealing with children. So I found that patience allows me to deal with the stressful situations, and I find myself a lot, anybody who knows me, I'll say, don't worry, it's going to be fine. I say that quite often, but it's helped me to learn to cope in a variety of situations.
So very true. So how has your work influenced your family?
Being in technology, my children have always grown up loving computers. They know what it means when I say I have a release this weekend. And whenever Mommy worked over the weekend when they were little, they would work right alongside me with their little leap pads and sit next to me, and they'd be working too. So they've always done that. All my children know the importance of following through. They have work ethic, they try their hardest regardless of the situation, and they know that it's important to do your best.
Excellent. Well, and I know that you have several beautiful young daughters, Marissa, Alexis, Savannah, McKaylee, and Kenzie. What do they know about WINS?
Yes, I have a lot of children, I know. There's two boys, but we're talking about the girls right now. So I can see everybody going, wow. So all of my daughters have always known about WINS from the beginning, ever since I've participated. I've told them what it means, but what they've really stuck in their minds is that it's allowed me to pursue my career further and to give me opportunities. They see growth and change in me, I think, and it's given them the courage to take chances as well. They know every year around this time that I'm very busy working on the big event of the year, and that there's a lot I have to accomplish prior. So they know what it means, and I always tell them about the event, where it was held, what we did, the kind of speakers we had. They know I've had the opportunity to meet Barbara Kukorin. I showed them pictures of her because they've seen her on Shark Tank, and I've got to meet our CEO, Doug Peterson, and Rose Leonard. They know that being a strong woman and standing up for what she believes in is the right course of action. So I feel like it's really benefited them as well.
Excellent. Well, thanks for sharing your story a bit. I know as your manager, I won't say wonderful, that just would be wrong, but I've enjoyed working with you all these years, and I learned from you just as much as it's a good relationship between the two of us, so it's really a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about you. So congratulations again on being our WINspirational Woman. So now we'd like to open it up to the audience for any questions you might have.
I'm sorry, your nose blew up.
Yeah, sorry.
Are any of them twins?
No, no twins. But two of them are stepchildren, okay, so.
Any other questions for Kristina?
Yeah. So, Kristina, I just don't know if you saw do you, over however many years you've been in WINS, right? You're in, your 5th year? As a board member?
As a board member, yes.
Yeah. Do you recall which was your favorite speaker event that really stands out in your mind?
Repeat the question for those online.
So, Kristen was asking, over the years that I've been involved in WINS, who is my favorite speaker that we've had? That's a tough one, but I really enjoyed Barbara Kukorin, actually. When we got to go to the Leadership Summit, learning her success story and how she got to where she is so amazing. She's even written a book about it, which I would encourage people to get. And she truly inspired me. And I know a lot of people didn't get to hear her speak, but I was very impressed with what she accomplished.
So in terms of our Winspirational challenge that we have on the tables today, what is the one thing that you're going to do in the next 30 days to incorporate more inspiration or leading with passion into your work?
That's a good question, actually. And those of you who have attended Follow the Sun, or right there that's on there, is what we're going to do extra. So in thinking about what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to continue to try to be very positive. As some of you know, we always try to assume positive intent. And there are times where there's struggles. So I think just continuing to encourage my team, encourage not just my team, but the teams that we work with, and really be there for people if they need to talk, even just to take a walk to encourage and inspire them, I think is my plan.
Any other questions? All right, I think I'll turn it back over to Katrin. Thank you.